Hello, it's Pastor David, Poppy, sometimes called Pastor Tart, whatever. I'm just really glad you're watching this video. Today we're going to meet or continue to learn about a very important person in the story of Jesus, and that is John the Baptist. He was a prophet. A prophet is someone who reminds people, the people of God, who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. And John the Baptist is not the first prophet. There were many prophets, even prophets in the Old Testament. The Bible has two testaments, an Old Testament and a New Testament. The Old Testament is all the story of God before Jesus, and the New Testament is the story of Jesus and the church. But anyway, in your World Bible, you get to meet a person by the name of Isaiah. He's a prophet, like John the Baptist. And let me tell you this story. Isaiah was one of God's prophets. While Isaiah was praying, God spoke to him. Isaiah, listen, God said. It's time to share good news with my chosen people, the people of Israel. Isaiah wanted to talk to God. He knelt on the ground. He held his hands out to God. How can this be a time for good news, God? Your people are so tired. Many are homeless. Many are sad. Many are weak. I know, God whispered. I'm going to change all that for my people. Isaiah closed his eyes. He listened closely and wondered, how would God change things? What was God's good news? See, you can see the people being very sad and weak. And here's Isaiah down here, wondering what God wants him to do. I will comfort kids who are sad, God said. I will give strength to people who are weak. Men and women will fix broken walls. Everyone will be joyful again. You know what I love? God asked Isaiah. Justice. I want my people in Israel to have justice. They have been hurting and sad. I will help them feel glad. I will bring fairness to my people. I'm making a brand new promise. Everyone who sees the people of Israel will know that I have blessed them. Not just the people in Israel now, but their kids, even their grandchildren. Isaiah couldn't believe his ears. He could hardly wait to share God's message and shout the good news. What good news do you like to share? You can see where Isaiah is telling the good news to the people and how happy the people are to hear it, because he was teaching them about a thing called justice. I know that's a big word, justice. Justice means to be fair. It means to treat everybody the same. And I know, you know all about that, don't you? How hard it is to be fair. I know right now it's at Christmas time. And people can wonder if they're going to get the same thing as everybody else, right? Will you get presents like everybody else? Will you like your presents like everybody else? And so kids can really wonder about fairness. And this is where Isaiah and John the Baptist help us, because they teach us that fairness is about love. Being fair is about being kind. And it goes both ways. Being happy with someone who just decided to love you enough to give you whatever present is a good and fair thing. It's rejoicing and being happy that you have family, you have a mom, you have a place to eat and a home and a Christmas tree and all the things you have, and see how God has helped you already so much. but also how you can be a help to other people too, by showing love and kindness and being thankful. That's what justice means, sharing love, kindness. So anyway, I'm going to talk to your parents just for a moment, or whoever, and I want to talk to them about this week how you as a family can work on what does it mean to be fair. How can you teach moments when you see your kids struggling with really feeling loved or feeling wanted or feeling left out? How can you help them work through those feelings? And the most important thing I think to teach children is that, fairness and you're treating everybody the same is very hard. It doesn't always work. But the key thing, I think, is to remember fairness is not always the same. Like, for example, if you're on an airplane, right, and they give me something to eat and it's really small, that's not going to fill me up, is it? But if it's a child, that little gift of food would probably be enough, right? So being fair is not always the same. But one thing we can always teach our children is that fairness is that we're all loved the same and we're all precious the same. And I think those are the things you can work on this week is, again, how do you connect love and mercy and kindness with justice in your family? And go through this little thing. There's some helpful hints on the calendar too for you to use. Kind of make this little leaflet part of your week. There's some really good things you can look at. And on the calendar, there's also some guides for you to look at and how you might use these leaflets in your walk, teaching your kids about justice and love and mercy. All right. Hope you have a good week. Bye.